Welcome to this week's Ask Charlie and how-to video. And this how-to is how to survive the summer holidays. I have had a few people get in touch saying, Charlie, help. The summer holidays can be pretty overwhelming. And so I thought this week we'd just chat through what I do, how I plan things, how I organise things, and hopefully it will help you if you're feeling overwhelmed with the summer holidays. Now, I know that some parents absolutely love the holidays, they love having their children at home, and other people, it fills them with dread of how they're going to amuse them for however many weeks that they've got off. And I know that varies from school to school, country to country, what have you. Some people have got 8 weeks, some people have just got 4 or 6 weeks, whatever it might be. So I thought we would just chat how I structure things and how I plan things. So my children are really close in age. They are now 12, 13 and 14. So we've got, the teenage years. We're at the thick of it. We're just starting. But they still need structure. They still need plans. They need input from you. They need time from you. And it's getting that balance right. So I think it's also really important for them to have some downtime to recharge. I think it's really good for children to have some time when they're bored, but too much boredom can lead to misbehaviour, fighting, squabbling, whatever it is. So having a plan in place is really, really good. So if your children are much younger, they might not be able to input what they do. But I think from a fairly young age, you can ask your children what they would like to do. Is there a treat that they want to do in the summer holiday? Like, I don't know, Peppa Pig World is springing to mind. Mine loved going there when they were little. Whether it's a trip down to the seaside. And I think it's really nice to ask your children, and obviously within reason and within budget, of what things that they would like to do over the summer. Is there a castle that they would like to go and visit? Is there, something that they have of particular interest that they would like to do that would be special for them? So that's sort of the first thing, I think, is planning ahead and making a plan. I think if you're going on a holiday, then it's really lovely to get your children sort of input of what they would like to do on that holiday as well, and maybe create a scrapbook. And I know I'm taking this back to basics, but actually when our children were little, I remember one holiday in particular, we went to France and they each made a scrapbook, which was really lovely. And that's actually made me think of another holiday. We took the children to America. We went on a road trip. We flew into New York and we flew out of Boston, and they each made a scrapbook, and I still got their scrapbook. So they kept their ticket for, the Empire State Building, and they had, I don't know, like leaflets that they found that they stuck in. I printed photos off for them. Just, those souvenir things that you collect. Really great idea to get them doing a scrapbook and a project, and away from screens and away from technology. Good old-fashioned stuff, I think, is really lovely. It's lovely to have your scrapbooks and look back over, in the years to come, and look back at them and reminisce. So I think scrapbooking is a really, really great idea, and you can do that with young children up until, my eldest, I think if I told him he was going to keep a scrapbook of this holiday, he'd probably, no, Mum. But my youngest might. So, something to think about. So talking to them, seeing what they would like to do, and then planning your week out. If you've got, if you're at home, maybe for a couple of weeks and you're not going anywhere and you haven't got plans, just put in some trips. So you might still be working and you might have to juggle work, which, I juggle what I'm doing work-wise around the children's holidays. So maybe I might get up early and do some work, and work, say, until mid-morning, and then go off and do something with the children in the afternoon. So they've got something to look forward to, because too many days where they're stuck at home and they're bored, they get ratty. organise some play dates with friends, organise to, go and see things. And one person that got in touch in particular, I know she lives in a different country and she is feeling overwhelmed by the prospect of the summer holidays, not having family around. But, speak to your children and say, which children do you get on well with at school? Why don't we organise something with them? And you can then meet people and the children have a nice time and you can go off and do something. And I know I had some lovely friends that I got to know through the children going off and doing things. One summer we went and looked around a garden. The children actually had great fun. The mum and I had great fun as well. So you can find things that you can all really enjoy doing together. Another great thing, which actually my mum used to do and then I have done subsequently, is to find a family or if you've a couple of families that you can do children swaps with. So for example, one day you'd have their children at your house and then maybe a day the following week they would have your children back at their house. And that gave you then a day either to work or to get on top of the housework or cooking or whatever it is, or to have some time for you. And it's a really great way of working, together with another family and just do this child swap. Whether you just swap one child or all the children at the same time, but it does make a big difference. Gus, who's our youngest, has got a great friend, and I will often have him for the day, or Gus will go to their house for the day. And it makes life a lot easier sometimes when, they've got a friend to play with, so it keeps them amused, or when they're out of the house and then I can have time, with one of the other children doing something that they want to do. And so I have this really lovely relationship where we organise, swapping the children so we can both have a little bit of time off, or the boys can have a friend and do something fun together. So that's a really good thing to try and find somebody that's happy to kind of do that with you, and your children get on and they want to do, to go and play. And we will either, drop off sort of 9:30 in the morning and bring back at like 6 in the evening. So you get a really good time to crack on and do the things that you need to do, or have some time with a sibling, just the two of you, or however many children you've got. You know what I mean. You get the gist of it. But that honestly works really well. I think planning ahead and maybe organising some fun trips to do. Now, those trips don't need to be really expensive. I know that there are a lot of things. I mean, for example, we've got Legoland not that far away. It's a really, really expensive day out. However, if you book in advance or you get some vouchers, that can bring the price down. But you can go and do a day trip that is inexpensive. You can go and find somewhere, maybe picturesque to go. You can take a picnic, you can go with friends, you could take a kite and go and fly that. You can make a fun day that doesn't have to cost a lot of money as well. So that's, important to think outside the box with entertaining children. Quite happy to go and stand on the edge of a riverbank and, try and catch things. That will while away a few hours and keep them amused. So get creative, think, plan ahead, speak to, other parents or even teachers at school and say, is there, some things that you can recommend doing. If you haven't got holidays booked in to go off and spend time together as a family, and you've just got weeks ahead, try and plan things at home. But also, I think my big thing is to get the children involved with stuff at home. Get them folding laundry, get them hanging out the laundry on the line, or even just bringing it in. Get them involved in cooking, get them tidying up after themselves, get them washing up, Get them to help you, because it makes such a big difference. I think if you are doing absolutely everything, you get quite resentful as a mum. And Arch, our eldest, is back from school and he's been so helpful. He's currently out walking the dogs because the dogs were being a bit raucous, and I wanted to sit down and chat to you guys. And I said, do you know what? He can go out and walk the dogs. Yesterday I got him deadheading the roses. That was for a bit of pocket money, but you know, I needed the job doing. He's keen to have some pocket money, so perfect. Last night he cooked supper for us, and today he cooked lunch for me and him. And, you know, I'm lucky he's really enthusiastic in the kitchen, more so than the other two. He wants to learn to cook, and I'm sitting down doing jobs, editing, replying to emails while I'm instructing him how to cook. And he's learning, and it's really important to have those skills. He's going to be 15 in a few months' time, so it's great that he's keen and got these skills. But if you don't teach your children, they are not going to learn. And I started cooking with my children when they were really quite young and got them involved, and that's how I learned. My mother got me involved, and so I then find, because they're helping, I'm less resentful that I'm doing everything and they're just having a lovely holiday, and you're working your socks off trying to look after everything, because it can be quite exhausting, the holidays, if you're used to, you know, them being at school, and if you were working and you're juggling it all, it's full on. So my advice is, ask them what they want to do, make some plans, see if you can do some friend swaps somehow so you've got a little bit of time. It works really, really well. Even if you just have a few hours uninterrupted, it makes a big difference. Get them involved, get them helping. Think outside the box on, you know, creative things that you can do that are inexpensive. Trust me, there's loads of things that you can do. You can have a really fun time, and you don't need to spend a huge amount of money. Maybe draw up a chart of who's doing what to help around the house. A great idea. Rewards, stars, incentives, and, you know, maybe a bit of pocket money. Mine are really keen to earn pocket money at the moment, so I'm getting them to do things that I, you know, need help with. So whether that's whizzing the heave around, whether that's sorting laundry, whether that's deadheading roses, you know, they have to help. They have to do jobs that I would expect them to do, not for money, everyday stuff. But then if they want to do extra, then brilliant. They get a small amount of pocket money, and everybody is happy. So hopefully that's helped, sharing my tips. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is back to school for September. Now, I know that this is the start of the holidays. September feels like a long time away, but trust me, it's not. It's going to come round in a flash. And so I want you all to be organised. I have got back to school things that I've shared in the past. I will link down below this video. And I want you to think about school uniform, name tapes, sports kit, shoes, all that stuff. Now, don't leave it to the last minute. Pause this video, do what you need to do. Book in the school uniform appointment, order the name tapes, order the sticky labels. Get it done in advance, and then it's done. It's not a blind panic at the end of the summer holidays and they're out of stock of the shoes that, if your children, you know, your child's size, they don't have this, they don't have that. It's a rush, it's mayhem trying to, you know, get those shoe appointments at the beginning of September when everybody's rushing the last minute because they've forgotten to do it. So don't be that parent. Do it now. Get organised, get ahead. It makes such a difference. Trust me. And, you know, get the name tapes done. Don't leave it to the 11th hour when you're absolutely frazzled trying to get everything done for them to go back to school. You're tired because it's the end of the holidays. Just take a bit of time and get ahead and get organised now if you can. Anyway, I hope that this has been helpful. My me sharing my sort of top tips for summer holidays. And I know, back to school, but it will come around quickly. So get on it and get ahead, get organised. And I will see you. I will see you on Friday with the vlog, and I will see you next week with another how-to video. And in the meantime, I am sending lots of love